I love that it's a TV show. It's kind of different because it's a TV show about Christmas, and I love Christmas. Talk about like when you guys were presented with this, what you think about the concept and everything.
I mean, when I read it, I just could not believe that Hallmark had not done this kind of show before. It seems so perfect, and it is. But it really was like, it was an amazing idea and just so beautifully constructed and so much of that Hallmark love. And I'm so excited for fans of the movies and fans of the shows to be able to come with this crazy group of families and crazy group of people to just like explore this in every episode, because every episode is a totally different adventure.
Yeah, it was just pure excitement. I wanted to read the rest of the series. I want to see what happens in every family and how it all comes together. I think it was so well crafted. Like the writers did such a great job visiting different families when they're shooting. I'm like, oh, that's what they look like. Oh, that's who they are. We are in our own episodes, but we're also like kind of spectators in everyone else's family. We only had an idea of what was happening, but we also were filming at the same time. So we got to like glimpse into the lives of other families, which was very exciting. So it felt like being part of the show, but being a fan at the same time.
Yeah. Lindy said very well earlier about how like if you open the door to each family, right, on a block, you just open all the doors. Behind every door is, no matter how perfect people try to make it seem, behind every door is it's the unique set of problems and the unique set of challenges and different relationships that they have. And but that we all have that in common, right? That everybody's wrestling with that. And so if you do a standalone film, you have to pick one of those problems, right? You have to pick one of those relationships to focus on, or maybe you pick two, and that's what you get to explore. We had this embarrassment of riches where problems were concerned, right? Like we got to really explore all of that. And I think that was really interesting. And then we got to just have chats as actors and as friends about like, well, like what's going on in your how are you guys met? What's your family? Oh, we're, and so that was really nice to be able to tackle all of that and have enough time and have enough episodes to do it.
Finally a Christmas series. Yeah, because it's been Christmas movies, but now it's a series you can binge when it's all out, and we can do it every year.
I have like a soft spot for anthology series that encapsulate, the cul-de-sac. The neighborly aspect is such a unique dynamic you don't see a lot in Christmas movies recently. So I love that Hallmark is claiming that and that Gina Matthews sold this show to Hallmark. I am just blessed to be a part of one of 37 principal cast members.
Yes.
I'll get that in every time.
Yeah, we've been talking about it all day, how this show is one of the most special experiences. I don't want to speak for you, but in our lives, we've been talking about, like you said, Gina Matthews, Grant, Claudia, the creators of the show and the showrunners, they come from over $1 billion in box office sales. They are juggernauts. So to have their vision and their voices helming this show, what an honor to be part of something that's so well-rounded, that's so fun and funny and touching and
relatable,
emotional and relatable. And
the script's really harnessed the cast too. I mean, Virginia Madsen and John McGinley,
Loretta Devine,
Ian Harding.
It's a great culmination that just came together, and like all the fun personalities on and off camera, I think really make holidays.
Talk about how that's a great theme to be like, no matter what, everybody's conflict, whoever has the biggest lights, we can get along with them in some semblance of respect. So could you guys talk about that?
Well, how great that the holidays have yet underlined to be kidnapped by tech. It's still a tactile event. We want to touch and hopefully embrace each other. And I think you see a lot of that in holidays. It is about communion and it is about inclusion and celebrating that and seeing where that path does or doesn't take us. So the holidays in our show, you do have to confront each other and you got to figure it out. In each household, of course, each household's unique, but their problems are similar.
Right.
And that's a gift.
And one thing that strikes me right now, that just struck me just this moment, the thing I loved about all these families is that nobody was on their phone. There's no one on their phone in any of these scenes. So I think in bringing this into real life, I think if I ever have a big party, I'm going to just bring up a big plastic container and say, everybody put your phones in here. We're going to fellowship. We're going to sit here, we're going to enjoy ourselves, we're going to drink, we're going to eat, and we're going to talk. And I think that's the best thing I can pull from this series.
The characters had to learn this contract of peace, right?
Especially for my character, he has to learn that it's not all about him. And he's got to open up, he's got to heal, got to help everyone else heal around it. Got to become that patriarch and just sort of accept things, be grateful for what he has and not try to dominate it.
And I noticed that he had to apologize, which is a good thing, you know, to think about, to realize, you know, what do I need to apologize for, and to apologize, right? It's definitely needed in family, because you say stuff out of anger or whatever with your family.
Yeah, I wish that would translate into real life, that people can apologize for things that they've done or will do. And that's the hardest thing. And I don't think it's accomplished all the time.
So Darius, could you talk more about, you know, what your character had to learn?
My character is a bit of the middleman in this story, two warring sides of divorcees, and the age gap between us. You know, I think that he realizes that there's a lot of wisdom for him to glean to. Ultimately, I take a step back and realize that the best thing for the two of them is for them to communicate with each other. And so, being that I'm romantically involved with his ex-wife, and also being sort of the catalyst that gets them to talking again and figuring out, you know, the intricacies of their relationship. You know, the wisdom there is that it is not always about you. Like Dennis said, stepping aside sometimes is the greatest act of love.
If you enjoy videos that follow your values like ours, and you want to help us continue, go to movieguide.org/donate, because we're actually a nonprofit. You may not know that, but we're working in Hollywood every day to help families have more choices that follows their values. And also subscribe right now.